Hello, let's look at how to structure the questionnaire into blocks in one-click survey. Blocks are especially useful for large questionnaires as they allow us to arrange the questions more transparently. First we will show how to add blocks, then how to adjust the blocks displayed to the respondents, and lastly, how to randomize blocks and questions. We can add blocks from the left side menu of the Edit Questionnaire tab. We drag the Blocks button and drop it before the first question we want to include in the block. We then drag the End Block tag after the last question we want to include in this block. Questions that are in the block are aligned to the right and are located between the block and end block tags. We can add more questions to the block or remove them with the drag and drop option. The block structure is clearly visible if we use the option Displays Collapse One-Line Preview of the question, located at the top right. When editing blocks, we can add the block labels, for example, frequency and demography. We can choose the option Block as a tab, which must be enabled for all the blocks. When this option is enabled, the respondent can navigate through the survey by selecting the individual block name, where only the questions placed in the block are displayed, or as usual, by clicking on the next page. Similarly, the survey editor can navigate through the blocks or choose the display All with all the questions. With certain block settings, we must not insert page breaks within the block. In such cases, a warning is displayed in the block editing window. We have 3 question layout options. The default option is a standard option where questions are displayed one after another, each in their own line. Let's look at the expanding question layout option. Enabling this option means that when the respondent answers the question, that question closes and the next question is automatically opened. This applies only to the single answer question type. For other types of questions, there is no automatic closing, but the respondent can open and close the questions by themselves. If we choose horizontal question layout, the questions will be narrowed down and displayed horizontally in columns. In the block editing window, we can randomize the block content. If we choose questions, the questions from this block are shown to respondents in random order. Under the option Number of Displayed Questions, we can choose how many questions from this block are randomly displayed to the respondent. If we want all the questions to be displayed, we leave the default option All. To display blocks in random order, we must create a new main block which will contain all the blocks we want to display randomly. We must remove all the page breaks within the main block. Under the main block settings, we select Blocks under Randomize Block Content. Randomization of questions and blocks is displayed in the Data Browse tab under the Paradata. For each respondent, we can see the order in which the blocks within the main block B1 and the questions within individual blocks B2 and B3 were displayed to them. This was a display of structuring a questionnaire into blocks in one-click survey.